Listen to me. Not everybody smiling in your face is your friend. Not everybody standing next to you wants to see you win. Some people, they are watching, waiting, planning, because their goal is not to lift you up. Their goal is to tear you down. And here's the truth. They don't always come as enemies. Oh no. Sometimes they come as friends. Sometimes they come as family. Sometimes they come as the ones you trust the most. And that's what makes them dangerous. See, when someone wants to destroy you, they don't announce it. They don't come running at you screaming, "I'm your enemy." No. They smile. They shake your hand. They act like they care. But behind that mask, behind that fake love, they are waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And if you're not paying attention, if you ignore the signs, you will fall. You will break. And by the time you realize what's happening, it might be too late. But not today, not you. Because today, you're going to learn 5 signs, 5 clear warnings that someone is trying to destroy you. And once you know these, you will never be fooled again. Let's begin. 1. They create chaos and drama in your life on purpose. Not everybody who walks into your life is there to help you. Some people come with a hidden purpose, a darker intention, to disrupt, to manipulate, and ultimately to destroy. The most dangerous ones don't come at you with fists or open threats. No, they come with subtle moves, carefully planned words, and a strategy designed to break you without you even realizing it. And one of the clearest signs that someone is trying to destroy you is that they bring chaos and drama into your life on purpose. Think about it. Before this person entered your life, things might not have been perfect, but they were manageable. You had control. You had peace. Then, suddenly, drama seems to follow you everywhere. Arguments pop up out of nowhere. People start misunderstanding you. You find yourself constantly in conflict, constantly stressed, constantly fighting battles you didn't even start. But here's the thing. Chaos doesn't happen by accident when a destructive person is involved. It happens because they are creating it. This person thrives on disorder. They don't want to see you focused. They don't want you to have clarity. They don't want you at peace, because when you are calm, when you are clear-headed, you are strong. And they don't want you strong. They want you vulnerable. They want you so caught up in distractions and unnecessary problems that you don't have time to focus on yourself, your goals, or the truth of what's really happening. They introduce small conflicts, tiny misunderstandings, just to get you off balance. Maybe they tell you someone was talking badly about you. Maybe they twist someone's words so that it sounds like they were insulting you. Maybe they take something you said and tell someone else in a way that causes tension. And just like that, before you even realize it, you are dealing with unnecessary drama that never had to exist. The most skilled manipulators don't even need to get their hands dirty. They just plant seeds of doubt, little whispers of negativity, and then step back and watch the damage unfold. They sit back while you argue with your friends, while you fall out with family members, while you burn bridges with people who once supported you. And once you're isolated, once you feel like everyone is against you, who's left of them? They step in as the only person who understands you, the only one who's on your side. But the truth is, they were the ones pulling the strings all along. And if you ever start to notice what's happening, if you ever call them out on their behavior, what do? They flip the script. They act shocked, offended. Why would you think I would do something like that? They pretend to be hurt like they're the real victim. They make you feel guilty for even questioning them. They'll say things like, "I've done nothing but try to help you, and this is how you treat me?" They will cry if they have to. They will make it look like you are the problem. And the more you try to explain, the more they make you look crazy. This is not an accident. This is a calculated strategy. A person who wants to destroy you will never attack you openly. They will never come at you directly. Instead, they will keep you so busy with pointless battles that you never have time to see the real enemy. You will spend months, maybe even years, thinking that you are just unlucky, that problems keep finding you, that you just keep getting caught up in drama. But in reality, it was them orchestrating it the entire time. And let's talk about another key part of their strategy: timing. These people don't just create drama at any random moment. No, they wait until you are doing well, until you are happy, until you are achieving something important. They wait until you are making progress in your career, in your relationships, in your personal growth. Then suddenly, boom, a crisis, an emergency, some kind of disaster that completely demands your attention, something that pulls you away from your goals, from your peace, from your success. And have you ever noticed that these so-called emergencies always seem to revolve around them? That they always find a way to make themselves the center of attention just when you are about to shine? They create situations where you feel like you have to stop everything you're doing to help them, to fix their problems, to fight their battles. And if you don't, they guilt trip you. They make you feel like a terrible person. They say things like, "I thought you cared about me," or "You're so selfish. After everything I've done for you, you can't even be there for me." They drain your energy, your focus, and your time you should be using to build your own future. And the most dangerous part? Over time, all this unnecessary stress starts to change you. It wears you down. It makes you anxious, paranoid, constantly on edge. You start expecting problems. You start losing faith in people. You start thinking that life is just one endless struggle, that peace is impossible. And that is exactly what they want, because a person who is exhausted and mentally drained is a person who is easy to control. So how do you stop it? How do you break free from someone like this? First, you have to recognize what is happening. Understand that this chaos is not normal. Life has ups and downs, yes, but it should not feel like a constant battlefield. If you feel like you're always surrounded by drama, take a step back and ask yourself, who is always in the middle of it? If the same person always seems to be involved, if the same person is always the messenger bringing you bad news, if the same person is always there every time a new problem starts, that is not a coincidence. Second, you have to stop playing their game. The only way to beat a person who thrives on drama is to refuse to engage. Stop reacting to their traps. Stop feeding into their gossip. Stop letting them pull you into pointless conflicts. When they come to you with negativity, shut it down. When they try to make you fight their battles, step away. When they try to manipulate your emotions, remind yourself, this is not real. This is a distraction. Third, distance is your best defense. Some people are so toxic that the only solution is to cut them out completely. If someone is constantly bringing stress and destruction into your life, you owe it to yourself to walk away. You don't need to explain. You don't need to argue. You just need to protect your peace. Because at the end of the day, a person who truly cares about you will not put you through constant chaos. They will not make your life harder. They will not drain you, confuse you, or manipulate you. So remember this: chaos is not love. Drama is not friendship. Constant stress is not normal. If someone in your life is always at the center of problems, if they are always bringing you bad news, if they are always keeping you distracted, they are not your ally. They are your enemy in disguise. And the sooner you recognize that, the sooner you take back control of your life. Because you deserve peace, you deserve clarity, and you deserve people who build you up, not break you down. 2, they use your secrets against you. Trust is one of the most powerful things we can give another person. When you trust someone, you open yourself up to them. You let them see parts of you that no one else does. You share your fears, your weaknesses, your past mistakes, and your deepest thoughts. You believe that they will protect what you tell them, that they will keep your secrets safe. But not everyone deserves that trust. Some people don't just listen to your secrets. They collect them. They store them like weapons, waiting for the perfect moment to use them against you. And when they do, it's never by accident. It's intentional, calculated, and designed to hurt you in the worst way possible. A person who wants to destroy you will never come at you openly. They will never attack you directly. Instead, they will gain your trust first. They will make you feel like they are your safe space, like they are someone you can confide in without hesitation. They will encourage you to open up, to be vulnerable, to tell them things you wouldn't tell anyone else. They'll listen intently, nodding, reassuring you that they understand. They will make you feel like you are finally being heard, finally being accepted. And that's when they start gathering information. Gain your trust first. They will make you feel like they are your safe space, like they are someone you can confide in without hesitation. They will encourage you to open up, to be vulnerable, to tell them things you wouldn't tell anyone else. They'll listen intently, nodding, reassuring you that they understand. They will make you feel like you are finally being heard, finally being accepted. And that's when they start gathering information. At first, you won't even notice what's happening. You might think you're just having normal conversations, sharing your past, talking about things that shaped you. But over time, you will realize that this person asks a lot of questions. They don't just let conversations flow naturally. They direct them. They push for more details. They make you relive painful moments, drawing out every piece of information they can get. They say things like, "Tell me more about that. Why did that happen?" Or, "Wow, that's crazy. I can't believe you went through that. What did you do after?" They will act like they are just being a good listener. But in reality, they are studying you. And then one day, when you least expect it, you realize that your own words, your own past, your own pain is being used against you. Maybe it's in a subtle way at first, a comment that cuts deeper than it should, a reminder of something you thought you had moved on from. Maybe they joke about your fears in front of others, making you feel exposed and humiliated. "Remember when you told me you used to be so insecure about that? Wow, you've really come a long way." It seems harmless, but you feel the sting of it. Because deep down, you know it wasn't said with kindness, it was said to remind you of your weakness. And sometimes, it's much worse. Sometimes, they take what you've told them and turn it into a weapon. They spread rumors about you, twisting the truth just enough to make you look bad. They bring up your past mistakes, not to help you, but to make you feel guilty and ashamed. If you ever try to stand up for yourself, they'll say things like, "Oh, so now you're acting all strong? Funny, because I remember when you told me you didn't believe in yourself." They use your own past to make you feel small, to make you doubt yourself. But it doesn't stop there. If this person really wants to control you, they will use your secrets to manipulate you. They will threaten to expose things you trusted them with. They will hold your past over your head like a chain, reminding you that they have power over you. And if you ever try to walk away, if you ever try to cut them off, that's when the real threats begin. You think you can leave? What about that thing you told me? Do you really want people knowing about that? They want you to feel trapped. They want you to believe that you can't escape without consequences. And the scariest part, they don't even have to lie. They don't have to make up stories about you. All they have to do is take a little bit of truth and present it in the worst possible way. Maybe you made a mistake in the past, something you regret. Maybe you told them about a time when you weren't proud of your actions. Maybe you shared something that you had already moved past. But now they bring it up in a way that makes it sound so much worse than it really was. They make sure other people hear about it. They twist the details, leaving out the part where you grew from it, learned from it, became better because of it. They don't care about the truth. They only care about making you look bad, making you feel weak, making you easy to control. And if they can't turn others against you, they will turn you against yourself. They will remind you of every insecurity you ever had. They will dig up things from your past that you had already made peace with. They will say things like, "I mean, people don't really change, right? You were always like this." They want to make you believe that you haven't grown, haven't improved, haven't escaped your past. And once they break your confidence, once they make you feel like you are still the same broken person you used to be, that's when they have you exactly where they want you. So what do? How do you protect yourself from someone like this? First, be careful who you trust. Not everyone who listens to you cares about you. Not everyone who seems supportive has good intentions. Before you open up to someone, ask yourself, has this person ever used someone else's secrets against them? Have they ever gossiped about another friend's personal life? Have they ever shared something they promised to keep private? Because if they have done it to someone else, they will do it to you. Second, pay attention to how people handle your vulnerabilities. A real friend, a real supporter will protect your secrets even when they are angry with you. Even if you have a falling out, they will never use what you told them to hurt you. But a person who wants to destroy you, they will wait for the right moment to use your own words as a weapon. If someone constantly brings up your past, reminds you of your weaknesses, or makes you feel guilty about things you have already moved on from, that is a sign that they do not have your best interests at heart. And finally, If someone is already using your secrets against you, cut them off. Yes, they might try to threaten you. Yes, they might try to turn people against you. But here's the truth. They only have power over you if you give it to them. Your past does not define you. Your mistakes do not control you. And anyone who tries to make you feel otherwise is not someone you need in your life. Remember this, trust is sacred. Your vulnerabilities, your past, your truth, those are things that only deserve to be in the hands of people who truly care about you. A person who listens just to collect information, a person who gains your trust only to break it later, a person who keeps your secrets just to use them as weapons, that is not a friend, not an ally, not someone you should ever keep close. Let them talk. Let them spread whatever lies they want. The truth is you have already overcome what they are trying to use against you. The truth is you are stronger than your past, stronger than your mistakes, stronger than their manipulation. The truth is you don't need to fear someone who only has power because you trusted them. Because that power, it's not real. It disappears the moment you stop being afraid. It disappears the moment you choose to stand tall, walk away, and never look back. 3, they isolate you from others who actually care. When someone wants to destroy you, they don't just attack you outright. They don't come at you with fists or obvious threats. Instead, they use a much more subtle, much more dangerous tactic. They isolate you. They pull you away from the people who truly care about you, the people who support you, the people who could help you see the truth. Because here's the thing, as long as you have strong relationships, as long as you have real love and support around you, you are harder to control, you are harder to manipulate, you are harder to break, and they know that. That's why one of the clearest signs that someone wants to destroy you is that they start separating you from others. At first, it might not even seem like a bad thing. They don't tell you directly to cut people off. Instead, they plant seeds of doubt. They make little comments that make you question the people closest to you. They say things like, "Are you sure that person really has your best interests at heart?" Or, "I don't know, I just get a weird vibe from them." Or, "Have you noticed how they always try to make everything about them?" They don't give you direct proof. They just create suspicion. And the more they do it, the more you start looking at people differently. And then they take it a step further. They start creating small conflicts between you and others. Maybe they tell you someone was talking about you behind your back. Maybe they twist someone's words just enough to make it sound like they betrayed you. Maybe they start pointing out flaws in the people you trust the most. They say things like, "I don't think they really respect you," or "I just think you deserve better friends." At first, you might brush it off, but the more they repeat it, the more doubt creeps in. You start questioning your relationships. You start seeing problems where there weren't any before. And before you know it, you're pulling away, not because you want to, but because they made you believe you had to. And let's talk about how they do this with family. This is one of the most dangerous parts of their strategy, because family, for many people, is a foundation. Even if your family isn't perfect, they often know you better than anyone else. But when someone wants to isolate you, they find ways to make you turn against your own blood. Maybe they point out old wounds, reopening past conflicts. Maybe they tell you that your family is holding you back, that they don't believe in you, that they don't truly understand you. And maybe, just maybe, they pretend to care. They act like they just want what's best for you. They say things like, "I just hate seeing how much they hurt you," or "I don't know why you keep letting them control your life." They make it seem like they are the only ones who truly support you, the only ones who really have your back. And slowly but surely, you start distancing yourself. And then there's the time factor. A person who wants to isolate you will keep you so busy with them that you don't have time for anyone else. They will always have a crisis, always need your help, always pull your attention toward them. If you try to make plans with friends, suddenly they need you. If you try to spend time with family, suddenly something is wrong, and they just need someone to talk to. At first, you think it's just bad timing, but after a while, you start realizing that every time you try to connect with someone else, something conveniently goes wrong. And before you know it, you're spending all your energy, all your time, all your focus on them, while everyone else in your life starts drifting away. And the worst part, the longer you let this happen, the more disconnected you feel. And once you are isolated, once you feel like you have no one else, that's when they tighten their grip. That's when they start controlling every part of your life. That's when they make you believe that they are the only person who truly understands you, the only one who is really there for you. And by then, it's hard to see the truth. Because by then, they have made sure that there is no one left to warn you. But here's the truth. People who truly care about you will never try to separate you from your support system. They will never make you feel like you have to choose between them and your loved ones. They will never turn you against the people who have been there for you. Real love, real friendship, real support, it builds bridges, not walls. It strengthens your connections, not weakens them. It encourages you to have a full, happy life, not one that revolves around just one person. So if you ever notice that someone in your life is making you feel isolated, if they are making you doubt your closest relationships, if they are constantly pulling you away from others, if they are always the center of your time and attention, you need to take a step back. You need to ask yourself, why do they want me alone? Why do they want me disconnected? What do they gain from keeping me to themselves? Because the answer is simple. They don't want you strong. They don't want you supported. They don't want you to have people in your corner. They want you alone, because a person who is alone is easier to control, easier to manipulate, and easier to break. And if you're already in this situation, if you're already feeling cut off from the people who truly care about you, know this. It is never too late to rebuild. It is never too late to reach back out to the people you lost. The right people, the ones who truly love you, they will still be there. They will still care. And the ones who won't, they were never meant to be in your life in the first place. So don't let someone isolate you. Don't let someone cut you off from your foundation. Don't let someone convince you that they are the only one who truly cares. Because real love, real friendship, it doesn't make you feel alone. It doesn't make you feel trapped. It doesn't make you feel disconnected from the world. It makes you feel supported. It makes you feel stronger. It makes you feel free. 4, they subtly encourage you to make self-destructive choices. A person who wants to destroy you will never come out and say it directly. They won't tell you to fail, to ruin your life, or to make bad decisions. No, they are much more subtle than that. They work behind the scenes, planting ideas, influencing your thoughts, and making it seem like your worst decisions were actually your own choices all along. One of the most dangerous things an enemy disguised as a friend can do is subtly encourage you to make self-destructive choices. Not by forcing you, not by pressuring you, but by making you feel like it was all your idea in the first place. At first, it might not even seem like they are doing anything wrong. They might act supportive, like they are just letting you live your life. They might even disguise their manipulation as encouragement. When you make a bad decision, instead of warning you, instead of helping you see the consequences, they cheer you on. They say things like, "You only live once, just do it." Or, "Come on, stop being so serious all the time." Or, "Why not? What's the worst that could happen?" And that's where it starts. They frame bad decisions as fun. They make recklessness seem exciting. They turn destructive behavior into something you shouldn't worry about. And slowly, bit by bit, they push you further and further into choices that will hurt you in the long run. Think about it. A real friend, someone who truly cares about you, will warn you when they see you heading in the wrong direction. They won't judge you. They won't try to control you, but they will at least try to help you see the bigger picture. They'll say things like, "Are you sure about this? I don't want to see you get hurt." Or, "I'm not saying don't do it, but just think about how this could affect you." But a person who wants to destroy you, they won't say anything like that. They won't try to stop you. In fact, they might even be the one to suggest it in the first place. Let's say you're trying to stay away from bad habits. Maybe you're trying to stop drinking, stop gambling, stop partying too much. A real friend will support you in that decision, but someone who wants to see you fail, they'll do the opposite. They'll say things like, "Oh, come on, one drink won't hurt." Or, "You've been doing so well, you deserve to let loose a little." They'll make it seem harmless. They'll make you feel like saying no is the boring, uncool, unnecessary choice. And the moment you give in, the moment you take that step backward, they'll act like it's no big deal, even though they know it is. And it's not just about partying or bad habits. This kind of person will influence you in every area of your life. Your career, your relationships, your goals. Maybe you're trying to focus on your future, work hard, stay disciplined, but they'll be the one always distracting you. They'll make you feel guilty for being responsible. They'll say things like, "Why are you always working? Just skip it this one time." Or, "You're way too serious, relax a little." They'll make laziness seem fun. They'll make procrastination seem normal. And the more you listen to them, the more you find yourself falling behind, drifting away from your goals, wasting time on things that don't matter. And what about your relationships? A good person will encourage you to surround yourself with people who respect and support you. But a person who wants to destroy you, they will subtly push you toward toxic relationships. They'll make excuses for people who treat you badly. They'll say things like, "Maybe they didn't mean it that way," or "I think you're overreacting." They'll encourage you to stay in situations that are bad for you, while pushing you away from people who are actually good for you. They might even introduce you to people who they know will bring trouble into your life. And here's the worst part. When things go wrong, when your bad decisions finally catch up to you, they will pretend to be shocked. They'll act like they had nothing to do with it. They'll say things like, "Wow, I didn't think it would turn out like this," or "I thought you knew what you were doing." They will never take responsibility for leading you down that path, because in their mind, they didn't force you to do anything. They just gave you a little push. They just let you make your own choices. And now, you're the one paying the price. So how do you protect yourself from someone like this? First, pay attention to patterns. If someone in your life always seems to be around when you're making bad decisions, if they always encourage you to do things that don't align with your goals, if they never seem to support you when you're trying to better yourself, that is a red flag. Second, listen to your gut. If you feel uneasy about something, if a decision doesn't sit right with you, if you feel like you're being led down a path that doesn't feel right, trust that feeling. Sometimes, deep down, we know when someone is pushing us in the wrong direction. We just don't want to admit it. And third, take control of your own choices. When you feel yourself being influenced, stop and ask yourself, is this really what I want? Or am I just going along with it because someone else made it seem okay? Because at the end of the day, the most dangerous thing about this kind of person is that they make you believe you are in control, when really, they are the ones pulling the strings. The truth is, not everyone who smiles at you wants to see you succeed. Not everyone who encourages you has your best interests at heart. Some people want to see you fall. Some people want to keep you weak, keep you distracted, keep you lost. Because as long as you're lost, as long as you're making bad decisions, as long as you're ruining your own life, they win. But you don't have to let them win. You don't have to let them lead you down a path of self-destruction. You have the power to take back control. You have the power to make your own choices, to protect your future, to surround yourself with people who actually want the best for you. Because real friends, real supporters, they don't encourage you to destroy yourself. They don't push you toward bad decisions. They don't make failure seem fun. They build you up. They challenge you. They make you better. And that is the kind of energy you need in your life. 5, they make you doubt your own reality. Gaslighting. When someone wants to destroy you, they don't always come at you with direct attacks. They don't always show their true intentions in obvious ways. Instead, they work behind the scenes, manipulating your mind, making you doubt yourself, making you question your own reality. One of the most dangerous and insidious ways they do this is through gaslighting, a psychological weapon designed to make you feel confused, uncertain, and powerless. Gaslighting is a slow and steady process. It doesn't happen overnight. It starts with small things, little contradictions, slight distortions of the truth. Maybe you remember a conversation one way, but they insist it happened differently. maybe you know for a fact that they said something hurtful, but when you bring it up, they look at you like you're crazy. They say things like, "I never said that," or "You must be imagining things," or "You're being way too sensitive." And in the beginning, you don't think much of it. You brush it off. You assume maybe you just misunderstood. But then it keeps happening. Over and over again. They twist the truth. They rewrite events. They make you question your own memories. And the more they do it, the more you start to doubt yourself. You start to wonder, am I overreacting? Am I really too sensitive? Maybe I did remember that wrong. And that is exactly what they want. Because the moment you start questioning your own reality, they have power over you. Gaslighting is not just about changing your memories. It's about breaking your confidence in yourself. It's about making you feel like you can't trust your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own instincts. They make you feel like you need them to interpret reality for you, like you need their version of events to make sense of the world. And once they have you in that place, once you rely on them more than you rely on yourself, they can control you however they want. And here's where it gets even more dangerous. Gaslighters don't just twist facts. They twist your emotions. Let's say you bring up something that hurt you. Maybe they lied, maybe they betrayed you, maybe they disrespected. Instead of taking responsibility, instead of apologizing, they flip the script. Suddenly, they're the victim. Suddenly, you're the one attacking them. They say things like, "Wow, I can't believe you think so badly of me," or "Why are you always trying to start a fight?" or "You're making a big deal out of nothing." And just like that, instead of holding them accountable, you start feeling guilty. You start wondering if maybe you really are being unfair. And before you know it, you're the one apologizing to them, even though they were the one who did something wrong. And let's talk about how they use other people to strengthen their manipulation. A gaslighter doesn't just make you doubt yourself, they try to make everyone else doubt you too. They plant seeds of doubt in the minds of your friends, your family, your coworkers. They make comments like, "Yeah, they've been acting really weird lately," or "I don't know, I think they just get emotional sometimes," or "They've been really stressed, I think that's why they're acting this way." And the worst part, they do it in a way that seems concerned, so no one suspects what they're really doing. Over time, they create a reality where you are the unstable one. They make you feel like you're the problem, like you're the one who's always confused, like you're the one who can't be trusted. And when you try to explain to others what's happening, people don't believe you, because by then the gaslighter has already set the stage. They've already made sure that no one will take you seriously. And let's talk about how this affects your mental health. When someone gaslights you for long enough, it starts to break you down from the inside out. You start feeling like you can't trust yourself. You second guess every decision. You hesitate before speaking up. You feel anxious all the time, like you're walking on eggshells, afraid to say the wrong thing, afraid to be accused of overreacting. You might even start withdrawing from the people who care about you because you don't want to seem crazy. And that's exactly what the gaslighter wants. They want you alone. They want you isolated. They want you so wrapped up in self-doubt that you don't even think about fighting back. But here's the truth. You are not crazy. You are not imagining things. You are not too sensitive. If something feels wrong, it's because it is wrong. If you remember something clearly, don't let someone convince you otherwise. If your emotions are telling you that someone is manipulating you, trust them, because your instincts are there for a reason. So how do you fight back against gaslighting? First, you have to recognize it for what it is. Gaslighting works because it's sneaky. It works because it makes you doubt yourself before you even realize what's happening. So the first step is to name it. If you notice someone constantly twisting facts, denying reality, flipping the script to make you feel guilty, that is gaslighting. And once you see it, you can start taking your power back. Second, keep track of the truth. Write things down. Take notes. If someone says something and later they deny it, go back to what you wrote. Remind yourself of what really happened. Don't let their words overwrite your reality. Third, trust your own feelings. Gaslighters love to make you feel like your emotions aren't valid, but your emotions are real. If something makes you feel hurt, if something makes you feel uneasy, if something makes you feel manipulated, Listen to that feeling. You don't need someone else's permission to feel what you feel. Fourth, set boundaries. A gaslighter will keep pushing you, keep distorting your reality as long as you let them. So stop engaging with them. If they try to twist the truth, don't argue, because they will never admit they are wrong. Instead, say something like, I know what I remember, and I'm not going to keep debating it. Or, I trust my own feelings, and I don't need you to tell me how I should feel. The more you refuse to engage in their mind games, the less power they have over you. And finally, get support. Gaslighting works best when you feel alone, when you feel like no one else believes you. So reconnect with the people who truly care about you. Talk to friends, talk to family, talk to people who have known you for years. The right people will remind you of who you really are. They will help ground you in reality. They will remind you that you are not crazy, you are not weak, you are not confused. Because at the end of the day, gaslighting is about power. It's about control. It's about making you feel small so that the other person can feel big. But you do not have to accept that. You do not have to live in someone else's twisted version of reality. You have the right to trust yourself. You have the right to remember the truth. You have the right to stand firm in what you know. And most importantly, you have the right to walk away from anyone who tries to make you doubt your own mind.